ZTE AVID Trio may be one of the best budget phone Metro PCS. Let's find out. Hello everyone, Variety and we back for a full review for the ZTE AVID Trio. This is absolutely available through T-Mobile and Metro PCS as well, and let's gonna start the review with the body of the phone. So we have 5-inch of display over here, big bezel, and the whole entire body made out of the plastic, and the back it's removable, also it's made out of the plastic. So we don't have anything premium and fancy, no metallic frame, no glass in the back, and this is where you can put the memory card. It will be nano SIM card of 5 megapixel with single flash, and there is no USB type C as well. Power button, as usual with any ZTE phone, will be located on the side from the right, volume records, and you have the audio jack and the microphone as well from the top and the bottom as well. It's a big bezel, but I kind of like the design, bulky a little bit, but it's very comfortable in the hands. It doesn't bother you much. 5-inch display, it's great, and you have also a proximity sensor, and you have LED notification lights when you receive a text message or when you plug the phone into the charger. As I mentioned before, we have 5-inch display with a big bezel over here. The view angle for the display is not the best. It's kind of very negative when you're trying to look from the side angle, as you guys can see in the video, but from the front will be okay. The maximum resolution you can get on YouTube 480p. You don't have HD display here, so a lot of things is not gonna happen. So you have 480p as I've mentioned before, and you have only 30 frames per second for YouTube or any video you are previewing on the display. It's kind of okay. The color is not too bad, I can tell. The vividness, it's okay, and you have 196 for the PPI. The phone has mono speaker located on the back of the phone, kind of in the bottom over here. So like the Samsung mid-range or budget phones always right to the camera, but the sound quality, it's very decent in this device. Let's gonna just play some music. The thing is, when you just lay the phone down on the table or any kind of surface over here, it's gonna affect the sound quality, but overall the sound is loud and it's decent. You don't have the two stereo speakers or boom speakers or anything like that, and it's not the best location I have mentioned, but always I'm gonna keep say that for the price I'm not gonna complain. This phone is much louder than any other phones, has higher price range. We have a removable battery, 2800 milliamp hour battery for a phone that has no HD display, and it has 5-inch only display, and you have the huge amount of milliamps for the battery. The battery will be located on the back, and the back is removable as well, as I showed you before. You can just pop the back and you get the battery. You can take it out or in, which is a neat feature that you can get with any device. Most of the phones right now, they're trying to do the battery built in, but this device has a removable battery, which is a great advantage for this phone. As a screen on time, I'm always on the high brightness because that display is not that high quality, so I don't see very well in the phone, but I can tell you it gave me about 4 hours to 5 hours of screen on time. This is, in my opinion, more than the average for any smartphone nowadays. Surprisingly, the ZTE AVID Trio has higher processor than the other phones with the same range, or even higher. It's higher than the Galaxy On 5, the K10, the other like AVID Plus, and so many phones with Metro PCS, which is a good point for that device. It has Snapdragon 425. Now this is a new chipset and it's used in budget devices. The only flaw that this phone has, that's 1 GB of RAM, which is not enough for multitasking, unfortunately, and the memory in the phone, 8 GB internal memory. I have downloaded 2 applications and 2 games on the phone. Just let me show you the memory. So hopefully you have to or you have a memory card that helps way much better. When you go to the phone memory, you guys are gonna be able to see that I don't have any memory in the phone to cover more applications and stuff like that. But get a memory card for few pictures and you can download apps, but not too many. But for people they don't want to spend so much money and they want to have a phone that does their job perfectly fine, I believe the processor is capable too. Fortunately, we have the Marshmallow in this device, so this came after the AVID Plus, and it has a Marshmallow operating system. As everybody knows, ZTE doesn't push updates for their phone for some reason, and this is something good to have. It's not the latest operating system, but 90% of the phone doesn't have the Nougat yet. So we'll see if they're gonna push more updates for the phone or any other operating system. But in my opinion, as far as this phone is ZTE doesn't do that. Very much the phone has the same experience of the stock Android. So if you see all these panels and the menus, all of them very much the same as any other Android phone. There is no extra feature in this device to explain to you, so I'm not gonna waste your time of doing this. If you are familiar with the stock Android, they should be about the same thing. So you have the toggles over here, flashlight, the 4G, you can enable and disable airplane mode, which is something we have seen in too many phones. For people, I like to mention this, if you are looking for emojis, since this phone has the stock keyboard as well, so you can take advantage of all these emojis, or you can just upgrade the new keyboard to the Gboard. The new one has a lot of good features like themes and so ever. So very much we don't have any more features, but I want to go ahead and show you the sensors in the phones, as too many people like to know. Okay, so we don't have a gyroscope to play any 360 or 3D videos, unfortunately, because this phone is a budget, so ZTE is not trying to push so much features on the phone. But what we have, orientation sensor, light sensor, accelerator, and you have proximity sensor, which is in my opinion good and useful for you, but you miss the gyroscope. This is the most important sensor nowadays. As we know that a lot of people buy phones to download games, I have decided to download Asphalt 8, the games that require a lot of GPU and a graphics card, and we're gonna demonstrate this one to you and show you how the performance was very okay, and the graphics is very smooth, as you guys can see, but sometimes you get to the point that start lagging. Depends on when you're trying to play the game, because the RAM in the phone is not that good, and you have a good processor able to process all the images with no problems. And we have GPU 308 Adreno from Snapdragon, but overall it was totally fine to play any game like Asphalt 8. And if we were able to play this game, you're not gonna have any so much problem to play any other games that has low graphics, like for instance Subway or anything with the same level. Lastly, I'm going to be talking about the camera briefly over here. So we have 5 megapixel camera flash in the back, and we have 2 megapixel camera as well. The beauty mode exists either way for the front and the back. This is something good and people love to have, and it's gonna provide some of the features this phone has. It has flash and you can store it wherever you want. You have face detection, ISO, exposure, white balance. All those ones is adjustable, so you have manual control on the camera. The good things about it, it's how it's very responsive to the focus. I mean, that phone could focus so quick. Just to show you, this is very good speed for a budget device like this one. Front facing camera as well has ISO, has a beauty face, these modes over here, so you can choose from among of these option over here. For the beauty, you can either just leave it off or you can put it high. It will filterize your face and gonna look better than you are. Let me also show you some of the photos I have taken on the phone. If you guys want to see photos or samples, I may push those on a different video. I'm trying not to make the photo review, it takes a lot of time. This was the lights was okay, and the focus, I can tell you it's good, but it's not the best because every camera fall in the low light, as everybody knows, and we do have this one just to show you how much details you can get. That is really good, but you have to have enough light to take very snappy and nice pictures.